You may ask yourself how I did end up in a situation like this. Well, this is a story of a couple of mistakes, a little bit of hybris, and more mistakes. Enjoy the video. You're watching Primetime Casual, and this is DCS World in VR. Thanks to the 2.9 update with the increased replay track fidelity and DLSS, I can provide you with some quality footage from VR at last. This is a short, random generated mission generated by Briefing Room. We are in the F-16C Viper in a 2-ship. We are carrying 2 Mark 84 unguided bombs, which we'll try to place on target, which in this case is all the MiG-29s stationed at an enemy airbase. We're doing a CCRP drop with the TGP as designator, which is quite a neat technique. In this mission, I made quite a few crucial mistakes, which this post-commentary will elaborate on, as well as a TacView Debriefing at the end, so stick around. And if you liked this video, and especially if you liked DCS 2.9 with all the added goodies, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, or maybe comment down below. And without further ado, let's go over to the live commentary. We are first going to set up that, and then we are switching over to profile 2. We want ripple 2. And we can get away with a good 100 feet in between, since these are the Mark 84s. And we have... yeah, awesome. Let's head to that. And let's see, we still don't have the enemy counter-air. The enemy air. There it is. I mean, looking them up, that's a good, what, 50 miles? That's a long shot for an AMRAAM. Well, I suppose we could just send it, you know. Come on, lock it up, lock it up. You know what? 40 miles. Master arm on. Box 3. Spoiler alert from Future Time Casual here. These AMRAAMs did absolutely nothing. All they managed was to distract me from actually zoning in on the ground target. Anyway, on with the show. Box 3. Light. Hold 4-1. Engage bandits. Engage bandits. Awesome. You do that. I do that. Oh. Cloud cover. That's a bit of an issue here. this is the beginning of the mistakes. I had number 2 engage enemy air, which he did in the mission. The replay, even with increased fidelity, does not show that. There's actually also friendly cap in the form of F-15s in the area, so we should be safe from aerial threats. Now, the cloud cover is the first issue. At this point, I should have already dived below the clouds to get a clear visual of the target. I did not, and that will come back to bite me in the arse later. There's an SA-19 or 18, what is it? 19. But I need to get around this cloud. The cloud is not very cooperative in this case. Another mistake. Yes, there's the threat range and threat ring on the HSD, but I know that there are also man pads in the area, which obviously do not show up on the HSD.
Weapon was effective.
Come on, I don't want to go low. Oh, for fuck's sake. We'll see on the TacView which it was. Okay, it seems I have to go. 15 miles, that's not very far. Okay, I can actually see something now. It's actually way too close. I actually see something now. And now, it is very clear to see in this recording, but it wasn't in VR because of the low resolution. But what I'm looking at is the coastline and not an airfield. That's not where the target is.
Good hit, good hit.
That's not where the target is. It's really not, and I should have noticed that, re-evaluated, and used my knowledge of the map to locate the airfield immediately, instead of flailing around, as you see. Awesome. That's the airstrip. No, that's a parking lot. Now, this whole business is slightly embarrassing, so I'll talk over. I was trying to locate the airfield. Now, keep in mind that the VR resolution is really much lower than what you see here. Plus, I run it with less details, obviously. I kept looking the wrong direction, which is funny because I almost had it in the first attempt, but I just did not notice it. We'll go over that in TacView as well, but I really should have just, aborted this approach and come back in from a much longer distance and maybe from along the coastline to get my bearings. There. There. This was possibly the least professional approach I've ever done. And I think the replay, I think TacView will show just how much my wing range saved my ass here. But the point is, I was able to use the TGP to identify the target. It now has that point stored. And I can do a CCPR drop on that. And by that, I mean CCRP, really. Not a very good one, because I'm now where I don't want to be, and I'm close to enemy air defense. But let's see what this goes. Everybody like that? Okay. CCPR. CCRP. CCPR? I don't know where that came from. CCRP, of course. We were steady. 5 seconds to release. And pickle. The plus side, you might be actually able to see the result on the TGP. I would not recommend diving down below the cloud cover through the SA-19 side, by the way, but I would do it just for the fun. And that was another mistake. Don't loiter around for a good video shot. Just get the hell out of Dodge. Anyway, on with the action. Whoa! Ah! Ah! And with this slightly embarrassing ending, it's over to the TacView Debriefing. And here we are in TacView. Call for 2 is engaging. And this is more or less where I started making the mistakes. You can see I was diving down below the cloud cover, and I did not, excuse me, dog is on my lap. I did not realize that I was looking at the wrong position. Well, you can see where I'm looking, you can see where the TGP is pointing. It's not pointing where the MiGs are. I noticed that way too late. And at this point, I'm perfectly safe. You can see it. You can see it. All the air defense threat ranges, wonderful. Yeah, that's called for 2, gone. I didn't even. He called out defending, but I thought he was okay. Well, it turns out he wasn't. I got the lock now, by now. And you can see what I'm flying over is huge air defenses, and that's actually another Su-33, but thankfully Dodge 7-1 is taking care of him. There we go. And this is not actually, let me zoom in a bit, this is actually not bad. It's not too bad. I'm in the threat range of this one, but barely. You can see some AA fire, and there go the bombs. And had I now just turned all the way, hard left, I would be fine. But I wanted to give you something to look at, and that, unfortunately, put me well within the range of the Eagle, of the SA-18. In this case, SA-18. That's not ending well. I mean, we know that. Let's have a look. Because I was hit. I think I was hit twice. The first one, yeah, and that's it. Gone. Just like that. Lessons learned. Lessons learned. What do we learn? What do we learn? We learn that always make sure that your targeting pod is pointing where you think it is pointing. As soon as I should have noticed very quickly that I was looking at the coastline instead of an airbase. And after that, I should have just looked out the window to find where the airbase is, because here was the initial targeted point. I was looking for it over here. The airbase is here. I know that. I I've seen the map in the mission planner. Anyway, and then of course I didn't know that there were, I think, yeah, and the SA-19 was on the radar. The SA-19 was on the HST. The SA-8 was on the HST, and I should have just, dropped the bombs and then immediately bugged out over the water because I knew that this was a safe area. So, lessons learned, and hopefully you learn from my mistakes. Until next time, you've been watching Primetime Casual. See you next time and fly safe.